All right, go ahead and settle in and start to find a comfortable seated position on your mat. So take a moment to find the sit bones rooted down on the mat. So we say that, what does that mean sometimes? So those are the bony parts of your bottom, kind of your pelvis, pressed down into the mat so that you really kind of can feel rooted down in this space. And then from there, just always thinking about growing tall in the spine. And of course we do that so that we create enough space for the breath. So giving ourselves the opportunity to get enough room to find a nice deep breath, feeling a good inhalation and a full exhalation. And take a moment maybe just to roll out the shoulders, release any tension that you might be holding in the neck. And you've made it here, you've already done the hardest part. So we welcome everybody that's joining. Thank you so much. All right, so as you're starting to kind of root down into that sit bones, finding that length through the spine, lifting the crown of the head tall, actively drawing those shoulders down away from the ears. Take a nice deep, full inhalation all the way to the top, and then a full exhalation with a full emptying as much as possible, right, of the breath. And do that one more time. The full inhalation all the way to the top. Take that little pause. And then the exhalation all the way to the bottom. And it's funny we say top and bottom because really the diaphragm goes the opposite direction, but neither here nor there. So, all right, let's go ahead and find some movement with that breath. Go ahead and inhale those arms up nice and tall. And if you want, you can go ahead and interlace those fingers and press the palms up to the ceiling. And then just take a gentle lean over to, I'm going to go to the right first, but whatever side you want. This is, again, keep that sit bone rooted down into the mat. Come back to center, and then a little lean over to the left, root down into the sit bones. And then come back to center, and gently release the hands all the way down to the mat. Hands behind the back, open up the heart, open up the shoulders. Opposing that constriction that we create in the front of our bodies during the day. So opening up the heart, finding some space in the shoulders, and taking a nice deep breath here where we actively have that openness, creating that space. Breathe here. All right, go ahead and release those hands. And take a moment. So I'm seated just cross-legged. You can stay right like that if you want, or if you want to go ahead and stack one shin over the other, you can do that. If not, and you want to stay cross-legged, that's fine too. All we're going to do here is just to begin to find a gentle lean forward, almost kind of like a forward fold, but we're keeping our legs crossed in front of us. So go ahead and just start to draw those fingers out in front. And again, we're not super warm, but you should start to feel a little bit of some openness through the hips as well as through the back. So a little bit of your choice here, again, keeping the legs kind of crisscross applesauce, or if you want to go ahead and stack, that's fine. If you have your legs stacked, maybe find a little bit of a flex in those feet, kind of protecting those ankles. But we'll stay here for a few breaths. And again, you feel that openness maybe through, if you have tight hips, you can feel some openness here as we begin to find that forward stretch through the body. Take another good deep breath. And then gently come back to center. Take your time. And all you're going to do is switch the feet. So if you were sitting cross-legged, you would just sit the opposite way that you naturally sit, or if you are stacking the shins, go ahead and stack the other side. So for this one now I have a left foot on top. But again, if you're sitting crisscross, just go ahead and cross the opposite way that you naturally would. And it probably feels a little different, that's okay. Take a nice good inhale, and then we're gonna just allow the torso to fold over the legs. Take your time here. And just allow the knees to kind of have the weight of just gravity to kind of be able to open up. Don't worry about feeling like you need to press into the knees to allow the hips to open. Again, if you're really tight in the hips, this might feel a little intense, but that's where the breath comes into play. Sigh it out and taking your time here. Again, we'll stay here for a few breaths as you begin to feel that release. And we'll do a little bit more to kind of open up those hips a little bit more as we get into our practice. Nice breath here. And gently go ahead and come back to center, working your way back to a nice comfortable seated position. All right, take one more nice deep breath. Inhale all the way up, nice and big, and exhale the hands all the way down. All right, great job. Roll out the shoulders if you still need, and we'll all start to kind of come over onto hands and knees. So go ahead and uncross those legs wherever they are and make your way to hands and knees. And as always, kind of taking your time with that movement. Finding the hands under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. Pull the belly button up towards the spine. And still lengthening through that spine from tailbone to crown. So again, we don't want to kind of crunch up, keeping that nice length through the spine here. All right, we'll go through just a little bit of spinal balance just to kind of engage through that core. So spinal balance, we'll do both sides, but I'm going to send the right foot back towards the back wall. So right foot's back. We're not worrying about lifting it high. We're just imagining that we're putting our foot on the wall behind us. Belly button's drawn in. So I have the right foot back, and now I'm going to extend the left arm forward. And again, just reaching long from wall to wall, not worrying about lifting up. So keeping in line with the body. Breathe here. And then as you're ready, draw the elbow towards the knee. A little bit of a curl, kind of like almost like our cat pose. And then extend long again. Wall to wall. So again, that's still that left hand's out and the right foot. Breathe. Again, draw elbow to knee. On the exhale, a little arch to the back. That's okay. Engage through the core. Extend long. Nice job. Last one. Elbow to knee. Drawing in towards the inside of the body. And then extend long. Last time. And go ahead and place that hand and that knee onto the mat. Take a moment to rebalance the body. Check in. And then we'll go to the other side. So start first, send the left foot back this time. Or if you did whatever the opposite leg that you didn't do. So I'm sending my left foot back. Again, as if it was just being put on the wall behind me, not worrying, extending long, anything like that. Just straight out, parallel. And then as you're ready and you have your balance, send the right hand long. Breathe. All right, so we start to kind of find comfort in that balance. And here we go, drawing elbow to knee, into the core. Engage, a little bit of an arch to the back, and then extend long. Nice breath here. Good job. Okay, go ahead, elbow to knee again. And extend long. Arm and leg out. And last one, elbow to knee. In towards the midline of the body. And then extend long. Great job. Okay, go ahead and release hand to the mat, knee to the mat. All right, go ahead and allow the knees to come wide on the mat, and we'll begin to find our child's pose. So just kind of a wide knee, child's pose. Send those hips to the heels, and extend those fingers long. Release through the wrists if they were feeling tight. And just take a moment here to quiet the mind. And as we start to kind of warm up the body, we keep our focus here on our mat and not elsewhere. Be in the moment, be here. And as you're ready, okay, go ahead and come back up to hands and knees. And we're gonna go ahead and start to find our first down dog for the night. So fingertips nice and spread on the mat. Curl those toes under and begin to send the hips up. All right, so first down dog for the night. If you like to walk your dog, go ahead and do that. Finding that breath. So heads between the arms, hips are lifted. Still pulling that belly button in towards the spine. Taking a breath here. All right, so a little bit of a different flow tonight. So just begin to shift forward into your plank. Keeping that belly button pulled in towards the spine. Pause here and send the hips back up to your down dog. Great job. Breathe here. All right, go ahead and do it again. Begin to just shift forward. So we're just shifting the body forward into that plank pose, pressing the mat away, nice and strong through our core. All right, send the hips back up into our down dog, shifting back into our down dog. Great job. And last time, go ahead and shift forward into our plank, nice and strong. All right, and this time go ahead and lower all the way down to the mat, belly on the mat. Send it down, take a breath here. All right, take a moment to find our cobra pose. Kind of drawing the fingertips, drawing the elbows into the mat, down towards the body as we lift the crown of the head and open up the heart. And then release back down to the mat. All right, hands under the shoulders. Let's press all the way back to our child's pose. Take a moment here. All right, curl those toes under. Send the hips up for our down dog. Great job. Take a breath here. And then we're going to go ahead and walk the feet towards the hands. So take your time here. Walk those feet towards the hands, towards the front of your mat. And take a moment here in our first forward fold for the night. Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Sorry, guys. All right, forward fold. That was me, my apologies. Root down through the feet. And release the head and neck in this forward fold. Taking a breath here. And then as we're ready, we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time, nice and easy, all the way up to standing. Go ahead and take your time here. Up to mountain pose, Tadasana. Take a breath, roll those shoulders back, down away from the ears, our first standing pose for the night. And we lift through the crown of the head. Great job. All right, go ahead and inhale, arms up nice and big. And exhale, go ahead and fold. Send the hands all the way down to the mat. Forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Lengthening through that spine. Again, still rooting down through the feet, nice and strong. Exhale, send hands down to the mat. And step back to your down dog. Great job. All right, so a little bit of some core, a little bit of some strength. Do what feels good for you. But let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and send the right foot up towards the ceiling. Take a moment here. Engage through the glutes. Breathe. All right, and then we're gonna send knee to nose. So we're just gonna draw the leg towards the face, drawing your knee towards your face. Knee to nose. Engage through the core, and then send that right foot back up. So kind of similar to what we were doing before with that plank pose. We're just kind of engaging towards the core and strengthening. So a little bit of a shift forward. Go ahead and do it again. Knee to nose. Knee to nose, nice and strong. And then send that foot back up. You're doing a great job. All right, last one. Knee to nose. Great job. And then go ahead and allow, we're going to move into plank. So go ahead and allow the shin of the leg, the front lower part of the leg, to go ahead and come down to the mat. And we find our pigeon pose. Whew. Great job. I know that's a lot of core work. A lot of work on the hands. Okay, so you guys are in pigeon pose. I think we actually did this last week. So in pigeon pose, the lower part of the leg's kind of towards the front of the mat. One thing I always tell you guys to think about it, staying up on top of it so you're not kind of rolling off to the right side. Staying up, and we get a deeper stretch into that right hip. Okay, take a nice good inhale, lengthening through the spine, just like we would in an up dog. And then exhale if you want to go ahead and fold over that bent right leg. You can do that. So we'll stay here for a few breaths. Give the wrists a little bit of a break for a moment as we stretch on the outer right hip in our pigeon pose. Breathe here. When we spend a lot of our day sitting, those glute muscles can get kind of worn out and tired from lack of use, right? So take a nice good stretch here through that outer hip. Breathe. Great job. One more breath. And then go ahead and come back to the hands. All right, curl the back left toes. All right, and we're gonna go one nice big movement all the way back to our down dog. So begin to lift up from the left back leg and send the right foot back to meet the left down dog. Great job. All right, so same thing, but we'll do it on the left side this time. So we'll only do 3. Do what you can. Hang with me if you can. Send that left foot up towards the ceiling. Great job. So lots of engagement through the glute. Belly buttons in. Here we go. Knee to nose. So we're starting to kind of find that little bit of a shift forward. Knee to nose. Lots of core engagement. Send the left foot back up to the ceiling. There's one. All right, here comes number 2. Knee to nose, lots of core engagement, a little bit of a shift forward, and then send that left foot back up to the ceiling. Great job. All right, last one, knee to nose. Lots of core engagement, great job, great job. And then go ahead and allow the shin to come down onto the front of the mat. Oh, and we found our pigeon pose. Good job. All right, take a moment to get settled in your pigeon pose. So again, the left shin is kind of towards the front of the mat. Readjust as you may need. Stay on top, keeping the body level. So So we get this nice stretch on the outside of the left hip. All right, so here comes kind of almost like a version of almost like our up dog, right? So we're gonna take a nice inhale, opening the heart, and then exhale, begin to go ahead and allow the body to fold over the left leg into our pigeon pose. Nice deep stretch in that outer hip. And I forgot to mention on the other side, if you don't feel enough support here, you can stick a blanket or a pillow or a block under that hip if you need. Or you can kind of let it float if it's not touching the ground. Mine's not. That's okay. Find the breath here. Taking your time to release that muscle. It holds a lot of tension in those hips. Great job. This is always one of those poses you feel like you could stay all evening. Maybe, maybe not. I feel like that. But we can't stay here all night. So we'll start to come back to the hands. Lifting up the torso. Okay, curl those back toes under. So again, we're gonna go all the way back to our down dog. So curl those back, right toes under. Begin to press off the mat and send that left foot to meet the right. Back into down dog. Great job. All right. You can stay here, or if you want, you can go ahead and find child's pose, but we're gonna go ahead through a vinyasa flow just to get one in for tonight. This will be our only one. Shift forward, nice and strong into your plank. Lower down all the way or halfway. And find your up dog. Breathe here, don't rush through that openness in the heart. And then go ahead and curl those toes under, find yourself back in down dog. Nice work. All right, how are we doing for time? We're good, okay. Take a breath, and then go ahead and step or hop the feet towards the front of the mat, towards the hands, forward fold. Take a breath here in your forward fold. Root down through those feet. And then as you're ready, root to rise. We'll go ahead and inhale all the way up to standing. Inhale the arms up nice and tall, big movement. And exhale, hands to heart center. Great job. Take a moment to just kind of check in. Standing pose. Belly buttons drawn in, nice and strong. Keeping the feet nicely together. I'll turn just so you can see. Keep the feet together. Take a breath and then send the hips back for your child's pose. So again, just as if you were sitting back in a chair, send those hips back. Belly button in into chair pose. You can keep hands at heart center if you want, or if you want more, you can extend them long. Whatever you want for tonight is fine. Breathe. Nice job. Belly buttons in. Again, that tailbone's pointed down towards the mat. One more breath. Great job. All right, go ahead and forward fold, release, send the hands to the mat. Forward fold. Nice breath here. All right, if you're okay with it, go ahead and just come to sitting on your mat. Nothing fancy about it. Just come meet me down on your mat. And let's start with the soles of the feet together. Kind of a Baddha Konasana pose here. So soles of the feet together, sitting on your mat. Take a moment here. So we're really just kind of trying to open up those hips a little bit tonight, releasing some of the tension that we kind of try to hold there. Keeping tall through the spine. Again, soles of the feet together. And take a moment if you want to find a little bit of a fold forward in your Baddha Konasana. You can go ahead and do that. You can scoot the feet forward if that feels better. Whatever's working for you. Nice length here. Breathe. And then gently come back to center. Okay, So from here, go and send one leg out to the side. So I'm going to send my right leg out to the side, out to the right. All right, keeping the body kind of nice and aligned with the front, with your front, so not turning, but we're keeping nicely aligned towards the front of the body. I'm going to send my right hand under the inside of the right foot, or the right leg. All right, inhale the left arm up nice and long, and then exhale and begin to kind of fold to the side. So kind of almost like the side bends that we did, but now we have that right leg extended, right? So I keep this right hand kind of anchored on the inside of the right leg. If you want to hold on to something else, that's fine too, but it kind of keeps me anchored. It also helps keeping my heart open, keeping those shoulders open. So we're not folding completely the chest towards the leg. We're kind of bending more to the side, keeping the extension happening more in the side body versus the back body, if that makes sense. So we'll stay here for another breath or two. Lengthening long through side body. So this is a really nice one to stretch kind of that lower outside of the back. It's our quadratus lumborum is that meaty muscle that kind of runs alongside the spine, and this is a really nice way to kind of stretch that out. All right, go ahead and come back to center. All right, draw the right foot in, and this time send the left foot out. So readjust, send the left foot out to the side, keeping your body square towards the front. All right, still rooting down through those sit bones. And again, this time I'm going to extend the left hand on the inside of the left leg and start to inhale up on the right hand, scooping up, and then beginning to find this side bend, extending long on the right side. So bending over to the left. And again, thinking about keeping the heart open. So keeping the shoulders kind of open as if you were turned open towards the front, whatever front it is for you. So again, not folding over the leg, the front of the body over, but the side body. So nice long stretch here. Yeah, again, stretching the right of the side of the back and the right side. Nice good stretch here. One more breath. We probably had a little bit more time on the other side. I apologize, but go ahead and come back to center, taking your time. Woo. All right. Help that left foot to come in and find your seated position, comfortable seated position wherever you are. I'm just going to be in a little crisscross seated position. Take a moment to root down and again find that length. And all together, let's inhale, arms up nice and long. Reach towards the ceiling, fingertips touch, and then allow the hands to come down to the heart center. On the exhale, taking your time. Nice job. Take one more deep cleansing breath as we begin to close our practice. And we close with, we always ask for gratitude that we take this time to spend time on our mats, time to be together, even though it's virtually. We just find and grateful for our families around us who take care of maybe whatever's happening in our house around us, so that we can give this time to ourselves and to our mats and to our practice. And we all say namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me.